Hello, these are the door bumpers off my 1982 EXP. I took them off when I started restoring the car so I could paint them, because you shouldn't be masking over these. You should be pulling them off, sanding the area, priming it, paint, clear. Because these leave a nasty residue behind. They leave uneven surfaces behind. Sometimes when you pull these off they take paint with, so might as well sand it all down. And sometimes behind these you might find rust once in a while, so that's something you need to take care of. Now mine, I don't know if they're all like this. Mine have come with all this aluminum backing on the back side of each of the strips. Pretty sure it's aluminum. It doesn't rust. It's almost stainless, but it's on the back of this. They glue it onto the back of these, and then for whatever reason they have an insane amount of goop on the back side of that aluminum strip. And I need these gone, because what happens when you take these off the car, the aluminum strip curls, or maybe the rubber curls. One of the two curls, but regardless, the metal keeps it holding its shape like this. Whereas if you had only the rubber, it would stay straight like this and not wavy or curvy like that big pieces. So I found a quick way to remove these, because I'm going to hang these without the aluminum backing so that they don't do this crap. And then that's one less thing I have to peel off the car someday down the road, and I don't want these to cause rust or hold water or anything like that. Plus it looks real nasty with this aluminum lip around the whole shebang. I want it to look nice and clean up against my blue. So we're getting rid of these things. Best way to do it, I found, this piece that's flat on the floor here, this was the backing for it. They didn't apply the glue correctly between the backing and the actual bumper strip itself. So this has been peeling off for years. It's been trying to peel off before I even pulled the thing off the car. But I had pulled the strip off the car, and this was still stuck in a couple places, so I grabbed it by hand, a gentle couple tugs, and bloop, 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 popped right off. Well, what little was still on it, I mean. And you see it's still pretty flat, even though I've had it curled up in a ball for 4 years in storage. It's still pretty flat. This one I had only just taken off the aluminum backing, and it's struggling to stay flat. I'm hoping I can soak it in some water, lay it out in the sun someday, and maybe put put something over it to keep it from curling at the ends. This one again is almost perfect, so I'm thinking I'll just keep it wet, put it in the sun. I'll get rid of that little whoop at the end, and then we'll be able to hang that one, and it should look awesome. But the other ones, they fought me until I just figured this little trick out. So what you do is, any that have this aluminum backing, if it has any built up gunk on it, take it over to your bench grinder with a wire wheel. Use that wire wheel to get this pretty clean. It doesn't need to be perfect, but it needs to be like this or better. Because what we're going to do next it requires heat. We take our torch, we light that up, and then we run it up and down the sides with the small pieces. With the big pieces, only work at a couple, like 2 inches at a time. Take your torch out, get it warm for the 2 inches. You'll see it try to curl. Once it does that, grab like some pliers, because the metal will be hot. Grab the pliers, peel it backwards like you're opening up a sardine can, and it will pull about 2 inches at a time. Whenever it does that, it leaves a real clean residue from where you've been doing it. And just do it over and over and over again, 2 inches at a time, until you get to the end. At the end, put your foot over the end, grab with your pliers, pull the last little bit off while you use your other hand to work the torch. Again, shoot only at the metal. If you shoot only at the metal, you'll only heat up the glue. If you shoot elsewhere, you'll melt these rubber strips. Also, like I said, it's imperative that you get this goop off the backside because it's usually petroleum based. So if you get that hot enough, it will light on fire. It'll smell bad. You won't see anything but smoke. And then you won't even melt the glue on the backside holding this on. So it's really important that you take these to a wire wheel to get them cleaned off. And then before you take heat to them, what I like to do is like to dip them in a bucket of water, get them nice and soaked, bring them back out, and then the pretty side of the rubber is a lot less likely to get hurt. Same with the edges even. They'll last a lot better, a lot longer that way. To start these, sometimes they're really hard to start. What I found works good is if you can get a knife in the corner, peel it up just a little bit, just like that. That's just enough. Maybe if you can get your pliers to peel it off a little bit further. If not, don't worry about it. Again, that's why we take it to the wire wheel, and then we'll put the torch on it. We'll get this small area warm first. You'll see it start to rise and peel a little bit. Once it starts doing that, grab your pliers, peel it off, and then you can continue. Or sometimes you have to, again, once all the scoop is off, warm up the metal, then slide your knife underneath it, peel it a little, get that in some water, put it back, heat it up again, and then either use your knife to peel it a little more, or hopefully you should be able to grab your pliers and peel the whole sardine can. Again, it's not too hard. Just remember to keep you probably won't have to, but try to dunk this in water every time you use the torch on it. Again, that'll protect the pretty side like good, more than anything else will. Try to do that. I have to clean this side off. For whatever reason, this one never had an aluminum backing, and that's why it's all scuzzy and crap. I think this one was glued on straight to the body. Horribly. We'll do a much better job than that. My next video will be on straightening these and then applying them onto the car. So I'm still trying to figure out what kind of glue goop or double-sided stickum I want to use. I had really good luck with the double-sided stick stuff on my emblems. Incredible stuff, but it makes these stick out a little bit. And then I have to do some careful cutting on the ends because it needs to cover these strips completely. Any corner that doesn't have the goop will want to curl on me, so it's important that I get full coverage on each of these things. So again, I'll have a video on that. We'll have a video on placing and aligning these. Just remember that when you pull these off the car, try to mark them. It'll help you in the future. So until then, we'll see you later.